right, guys, welcome back to Photographics Academy. So today I'm going to be showing you another beautiful walkthrough. So last time we did, or the previous videos you've been seeing us post lately, we've been doing it with Nikon D750, but today I want to give you a very quick run through with this particular Sony camera right here, your Sony A7 III right here. So that's what we're going to be using, especially for Sony users. I'm going to be walking you through understanding the buttons you have right here. So they are basically the same thing that we'll have in our Nikon D750 right here, if you remember. But the difference is that the buttons are placed in few different places. For example, the class have started. When you bring up your Sony camera, the first thing you need to check out is to understand your buttons, especially if you are new to the Sony camera. You might need to take out time and watch this video 2-3 times to be able to understand exactly what we are saying. So let me start with this particular area. Of course, looking at it, you already know that this is your lens hood where you place your lens. So if I open it like this, you're going to see that we'll have our sensor right there. So there is no mirror because it's a mirrorless camera. So this is our sensor, and looking at it, you already know it's a full frame sensor. So this is your lens hood. Sorry, my glove is stuck. Okay, so this is your lens hood right here, and this is the same thing that you have in your Nikon cameras, where you change your aperture and your speed, the dial buttons. But I'll show you other things you can use it to do as the video goes on. And this is our program mode. So let me try to explain what this program mode entails in Sony camera. So if you look at it, you are going to notice that we'll have the M, the S, the A, the P, the auto, scene, S and Q. Then this particular one over here that showed more like a video symbol. The M obviously stands for manual. The S obviously stands for speed priority. Very important that you hold this in mind. Your speed priority. Then you have your A, which is your aperture priority. Then the P, of course, is your program. Then you have your scene, the S and Q, and you have your video. Now, this particular 1 and 2 is the same thing with your C1, C2, unless you reassign these buttons over here to do something else. What is your C1, C2? It's very simple. Just the same way in your Nikon, you can be able to set anything you want and save it in a particular program group. Anytime you want to use that setting, all you need to do is just to flip over to that program group and the setting automatically loads up. Look at it more like a preset, right? A camera setting preset. That is the same thing that we do with the C1, C2, unless you reassign it. Like I said, you can set a particular setting and assign it to either your C1 or your C2, and you have the same result, right? This is where you put your straps when you pick up your camera. And now, going further, if you look over here, you're going to see where you put your either remote, external flash, or any other thing that you want to mount on your camera, maybe your mic. This is where you do it. And this is your viewfinder right here, your digital viewfinder, and this is your LED screen. Now, why did I call it digital viewfinder? Let me try to explain. If you're using a Nikon, one thing you always notice is that when you look into this place, it's just going to show you what is in front of you. It does not show you anything. The results you see through it does not affect or does not show you what the image will look like when you finish shooting. But because this is a digital viewfinder, it loads to you exactly what your picture is going to be. So when you look into it, whatever you are seeing inside your screen, that is exactly the way the picture is going to be. Look at it just the same way you bring up your phone and you put on your camera. Whatever you are seeing in front of your phone camera is the result you are going to get at the end of the day. That is what digital viewfinder is. Of course, this is your LED screen. You can as well use it as your viewfinder, but its major primary use is for seeing your settings, unless you are doing video, which you definitely will need to use it and look at it, unless you are also projecting to another screen where you can now see what you are shooting. Moving forward, still staying up here, you are going to notice that we now have something we do not have in our Nikon, and that is our EV button, right? What I mean by EV button is your exposure compensation button. What does that mean? Very simple. Let me try to explain it to you in layman terms. So the same way you bring up your phone and you turn on your camera and you feel, I think it's too bright, you just tap in front of your screen and a brightness button just appears by the side of the image, and you drag it down or drag it up until you get the exposure that you want. That is exactly what this does for you. Exposure compensation. So let's say you have set your aperture, you have set your speed, and you have set your ISO, but you still feel the image is not exposed as you want, or you feel, I think it's too bright, but I like my settings where they are. That is where this button comes in. Of course, we're going to take our time to explain it in details, how to use your exposure compensation, but let me just quickly run it through. When you are in your zero, it simply means you are telling the camera, do not compensate at all for the exposure. When you go towards the plus group or the plus side, you are telling it, I need more light. So independent of your ISO, your speed, and your aperture, pushing light into the camera. That is what you do when you go towards the plus. And of course, the minus is the opposite of what I just said. When you feel you are too exposed in zero, you can use your minus group over here and pull out the light. Of course, you have it in your Nikon, but it is not positioned exactly where it is. So maybe in subsequent videos, when we are going to be doing in details how to do exposure compensation, I'll be showing you where that one is located in your Nikon. Moving forward, if we come over here, I think we missed one, your power button. This is it. This is your power button. So if you flick it this way, it goes into the off side. If you flip it this way, it goes into your on side. Now the camera is on. If I turn it over here, you're going to notice that we have your very basic setting. The first thing you see when you turn on your Sony camera, which is your language, where you select, okay, the language I want it to have. So we'll have the English and the French. I believe that is the French, and the Chinese. We'll have Italian and we'll have Dutch. So you select any language that you want your camera to communicate with you with, and you are good to go. So I'm going to set it in English. Then of course you choose your time and your camera opens up for you to start using right here. So let's just set it to daylight. All right, so our camera is ready and up. All we need to do is to mount our lens and we are ready to shoot. But that is not what we are doing today. Like I said, today we are trying to understand what our camera buttons does for us. So unlike Nikon camera, where you have buttons lined up here for you, your menu, your shortcut, and all of that, this one does not have it. And of course, the screen touch works when you are shooting. When you are in active shooting, you can manually use your fingers and touch the screen. But as at this moment that it's in sleep mode, more like a sleep mode state, because there is no lens, you have to use your buttons. This button over here is your navigation button. This particular one over here, you use it to navigate and also press your enter. And this one also over here also does the same thing. So if I just run it through, you are going to notice that it's turning. And if I press the center, it is enter. But now, let's get into it straight. So if I click over here, you're going to see my menu. If I click on it, it's going to open up my menu button. And that is where you start setting your camera. Looking at the screen, I believe you're already seeing what I have right there. So we'll have our file format, our raw type, JPEG. So this one is the image quality. Remember, in your Nikon, you will have some, these programs over here, you will have them lined up right here. Then you move down and set them, but in your Sony you have it lined up like this. So to scroll through your settings, you just have to use your navigation button and go down, or you just turn this around and it gives you the same result beautifully. Again, you can as well move it by turning this particular one over here, so it just changes different groups that you have in your shooting menu. What if I want to go to this particular area? What do I do? All you need to do is just to take it up and it gets highlighted. Now, if I move this around, if I move this around, we are going to notice that we are changing what we have over here and not what we have down here. Of course, every other thing that you have in your Nikon, you can find here: your raw type, your white balance, your ISO, every single one of it, you can find it right inside this shooting menu. In case you are new, know that whenever you cover here with your hand, this goes off. Why? Because everything you are supposed to be seeing here is now inside your digital viewfinder, so that when you are shooting, everything you have in front is also right in your eyes. Moving forward, we're almost done. This is your delete button, this is your preview button, your play button, this is your function button, or more like where you click to see your informations, and this is your record button. So if you are shooting video, you just press over here and it starts recording. Press it again, it stops recording. This is your AF on button, which means you want to focus on the image right in front of you. You can press here, but it also serves as a shortcut for your zoom button. And this is your AEL button, which is also serving as a shortcut for your matrix button. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. It's so nice having you around. We'll see you on the next one. If you have questions, go to the comment section, drop it. It will inform us on what to focus on next time that we are doing video. Thank you. Make sure that you follow us right here. See you on the next one.